And there you go. Good evening, everybody. We're going to talk about Canva tonight with myself and Cheyenne. This is a recorded video so that you guys can learn a quick overview of everything that we are going to be talking about. It's kind of going to be quick. We will stop in between. We'll be able to answer your questions. If you have any questions, let's just jump right into it. Go ahead, Miss Cheyenne.
All righty then. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we put together a
Let me
little...
go ahead. I had to unclick that.
Like, wait a second. I don't know why.
Just adds to the difficulty. Is it allowing you to?
Give me 1 second. It wants me to, I guess, put it on.
We can go into my video or yours, but it doesn't matter.
It's telling me it won't. Let me see. Is it working yet? There we go.
There we go.
There we go. It was like, oh, you can't do it until you do this.
Okay.
Alrighty. We put together just a little presentation for you guys, and absolutely everything in this presentation was created with Canva. All of it. All of the little pieces coming here that are waving at you, everything was done in Canva just to show you all the different things. So we have our element here, which just says, welcome Canva with Nicky and Cheyenne, and some of the things that we're going to be going over. So we have the cost for the pro version, which is what we highly recommend everyone to use. Like Nicky said, it allows you to brand everything for your colors, your fonts, your logos, everything, which when you're making your flyers, your videos, your QR codes, whatever you're making, this is going to make everything look cohesive, and that's what you're going to want. We're going to go over the tools and the features that it has, and then we're going to go over like creating thank you cards, animated flyers, and how to create QR codes in Canva. I know Nicky went over creating them in Corel. Not all of us have Corel or feel like diving into Corel yet.
Right.
So there is a super awesome way to do it in Canva.
Now, as you can see with that first slide that she had, the nice part about it is when you have social media, it allows for visual interest. So if you just throw a picture up in your social media, people just kind of scroll past unless it's moving, shaking, or doing something. This is going to cause attention just by adding a little bit of something to cause you to stop because it moves. We are drawn to movement naturally. All right. So that's why adding to your social medias is a great thing. Now, do you have to do it on every single post that you do? No, but it is a great eye catcher for your different social medias. All right, Miss Cheyenne.
So hey, someone had a question.
Yes.
What do you mean by branding?
We will talk to you about branding in a little bit, Miss Maggie. And she spelled month wrong. It's not moth, it's month.
Kids, guys.
It's okay, it's a moth. It'll be moth.
My kids did not have school today, so
don't go over that. Okay, so it says right here, your cost, yes, you are limited with the free version, meaning you cannot set up your own branding kit. That comes with the pro version. Now let's just break this down. It's $119 for the year. That averages out to just under, let's call it $10 for the month versus the $12.99. If you want to just kind of see what it's about, $12.99 might be perfect for your bank. Then you can go in and decide what you want. And if this is for you, all right, you can make more than just flyers and presentations and all of that. You can actually do some design work in there as well. In there, it says you have thousands of free templates, graphics, elements, including changing elements and colors. You can upload a logo, fonts, and create brand colors and content. Easily remove backgrounds. Yes, they have an easily removable background feature. If Then you don't have to have just another app. You can resize templates that they provide for you. You can make them any size that you need. You also, on the free version, you get, I think it's 5 gigabytes. You get 100 gigabytes of storage and 24/7 support. You can schedule your social media content up to 8 platforms, meaning that is a great source. If you're on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and all of those different places, you can figure out which ones are connected with that particular, with Canva, and you could post them all out at the same time or schedule your posts so you're not having to remember to do it. That is a beautiful feature right there because we are busy people. Team sharing allows for comments and editing access. So for an example, I have a team share with Cheyenne. I also have on my team is Jody. So, and my sister. So we all have different teams. I could go in and I could create branding stuff for them because I have the pro version. So they're on my plan. They could go in and make their own content and then share it with me. And I don't have to worry about it coming in an email. I don't have to worry about losing it. Canva holds it. If you stop a project in Canva, guess what? It saves right where you were. So you can go back and finish it and keep right on going about your day. Go ahead, Miss Cheyenne.
Branding. I know someone just asked about the branding. The branding will allow you to save and apply all the things from your brand to up to 100 other brands. So like Nikki said, you know, she has a few other people on her team. So she has Jody, she has her sister. They have their own colors for their own logos. So she can have their brands and their colors all saved in here. If she wanted to, she could do it up to 100 different people if she really felt like it.
And we're going to show you how to make a brand using just planking funds and how it literally will pick the colors off of his logo and form your color palette. And sometimes if you have a very specific font, it'll pick up the font, or if you want your stuff to be in a specific font, you can have that as well. But we'll get into that a little bit later.
You like those effects, guys? Show some love for the effects.
Right, I'm here for it.
Mind you, this was all in Canva, guys. Enjoy the effects because I have fun with them.
We will get to that in 1 second. I see Sue has a question. Says, will you tell us the features to the free towards the paid as you talk about them? So the branding is the biggest part that's in there, but we can get into that. I can flip into the screen and show you once she's done.
Yeah, because on when she shows you, it'll actually show you in these on the sides. When you go into them, it'll have all the information. If it has a little crown, that means you have to have the pro version to be able to use that. So we'll show you that when Nikki goes into it. So I've went ahead and just cut out their little tools and features and put it right here for you guys. So the first one is going to be templates. And personally, templates is what I very first started out with Canva. It is basically, here's an idea that they have already created for you. And then you already have a starting point. You can edit to your liking and go. It's perfect for beginners who, you know, you're looking for something, but you don't want to create completely from scratch. You would find that in your templates. Your elements are going to be anything that is an add-on, like if you want a doodad or a swirl, or, you know, you want circles, you want squares, shapes, all that's going to be in your elements. Uploads would be where you put like your pictures. So if you wanted to post a flyer with pictures of product that you have made, you would upload your photos right in here and you have them all. And I will tell you right now, you can upload an insane amount. You can upload photos, you can upload video, and you can upload audio clips. The text, that's easy, just like anywhere else. You click the text and you get a text box.
Yep.
Now this is gonna say photos, and I know that might confuse people because you have uploads. Photos are stock photos from Canva and Canva users who have added to the stock. So if you wanted a beach picture and you don't have one, you could look it up in photos and it's all there. Styles is gonna be where it's also going to have your branding colors and kits, which we'll show you when we go into on Nicky's. Audio, once again, is if you wanted to put sound, which you will actually see in Nicky's video. She has a super cool video for you. This would be, yes, it's very cool. This would be where you would put your audio. So I do a lot of videos for my kids' rep groups where they drop a lot of different stuff. And so usually every week we do a video and it'll have all their photos and it'll go to audio, and it's like Nicky said, it moves, it has audio, and it really draws people in. Logos, that's just going to be where you store your logos or any logos that you may use often if you work with other brands. And then I like to utilize the folders. If you have multiple different uses, you can divvy up all your projects so they're not all chaotic. Some of mine are still chaotic, but what are you gonna do?
Right.
Organized chaos is how I live my life, guys.
Yes.
And then more options is honestly, I put it on there, but that's for like way.
That's as you get more towards expert level. And when you get there, let me know.
Yeah, I put it there, but honestly, I wouldn't even deal with that. That's when you get like magical. So don't even worry about it.
All right.
All right. So my biggest thing with creating in Canva is don't be afraid to play with it. Canva is a really great program where you can just go and click. So if you don't like a color, click the next color, click the next color. If you don't like the effect, you can go through and click all the effects till you see one that you like. It's not like, oh, I clicked one and that's it. I have to undo to go to the next one. You don't have to. A lot of their elements have a none button. So if you've gone through and you've clicked every one and you don't like any of them, instead of you having to hit undo 10 times, you hit the none button, you're golden.
All right, it goes right back to where you started.
Yes, it makes life so easy. You will have many different features on here, and we'll go over this again when we show you on Nicky's, but I did just do a little screenshot so you guys can kind of understand. We have fonts here, we have sizes, colors, all the information for fonts. If you want everything aligned on one side, you can even space your letters and your lines. So if something is showing up and it's like super crammed, you can just and line it out. Makes it super fun. Animation, you will see in Nicky's video. It's one of my favorites. And I did it in this video too.
Everything you see moving in her video is considered an animation. So it's just basically an effect that allows your text to kind of come in, fade out, scroll across, whatever it may be. And there's lots of different animations that you can add to it. So it's kind of a powerful part of the program because, again, it allows for you to add some different content to your stuff.
And you can apply your animations to your text, you can apply it to your background, and you can apply it to your elements. So if you only want certain parts of it moving, you can do that. If you want the whole thing moving, you can do that. And then I just had a blow up of the animation. You can even change how long the animation takes if you need something spread out, which is super handy.
Is this an app? Is it a program for the computer or just on the phone? It's actually on your computer. I believe you can do the Canva app on your phone, but I use it on the computer because it's just so much easier for me.
So yeah, it is an app and a program, and I actually have all mine linked. So I have it on my desktop, I have it on the iPad, and I have it on the phone. And as long as you are always logged in under your account, they will sync across the board. So if I start something on my computer and I have to go, I can hop on my phone and finish it from the phone. So it's super easy. And then you can either download it on the phone or you can wait till you get home. Either way, but it'll save regardless of where you're at. So you
And
can
I
use
think
it on
I have, and if you need other users, so for an example, maybe Claire's daughter wants to be on it, like my kids are. Both my kids, I have both my kids, my sister and Jody on my account. I think you can have up to 5 on
Yes.
per account. And then that way you can share it with people and they could go in. So Joe does a lot of things for scouting. So he goes in and does his scouting stuff. Sarah's using it for being a teacher. Jody and I use it for business stuff along with my sister. So these are just some of the different things that you can use. And kind of when you have another user on there, it's theirs, like their stuff is theirs. Like in order for me, I can't see what Joseph's working on unless he shares it with me. So it basically keeps our stuff kind of separate. The only thing that as the main account holder is, say Jody wants to brand her stuff, I can only do the branding in mine, and then I just make her brand. She sends me the image, I make the brand, and then she's able to download all of the brands. She can just go from the drop down menu and see everybody's brand that has been made, and she just clicks on hers. So that's one of the features. If you've got a couple people that maybe want to go in it, it's great. If you've got kiddos that are in college or teachers,
even
or
younger.
Yeah,
My 9-year-old uses it.
Exactly. No extra fee for more people on account. No, nope. So that it's a beautiful feature with that. Go ahead, Miss Cheyenne.
All righty. So that was basically our overview of it until we get into Nikki's video where she's going to show you the super rad things that she did, and then we will actually go in and do like an actual full-blown tutorial on how she did that or how to brand. But just some things to remember: have fun with it. Do not stress out. It's not some program where if you do one wrong click, it's gonna explode. Canva has made it so easy with just the accessibility of going backwards or starting over or even making copies, that it's just have fun with it, play with it, click with it.
It's definitely worth the money. I went and paid for the year because I was like, you know what? I do a lot of stuff for my work and branding, and I've actually showed you guys right on using it on my Facebook. You see all the colors, they're always a teal. They have a teal vibe to them because those are my brand colors. So you see a lot of my stuff is done with my brand because I want it to be recognizable to you guys, that when you see a post for me, you go, that's the Sassy Subber, or that's ... right? So you really want to make sure that you brand yourself, and it's not just for social media, it's for everything that you want to do.
Yes.
So any questions before we go on to sharing my screen? So far, very overwhelming, but cool, right?
Okay, let's go before we have.
Let's see. I'm gonna mute my
We're
mother.
trying to not have everyone go completely dark.
Right. Mom, stop unmuting yourself. All right, you can unshare your screen, Miss Cheyenne. All right, so far that's where we're at. We're going to start sharing my screen. I will lay out right now for you what the cost is for Miss Sue, who asked about the paid versus the free and what do you get. So we're going to go talk about it. So let's go share my screen. And I'm going to want sound on mine. Okay, welcome to the screen. So here's what you get in your free version. So yes, you get 250,000 plus free templates. You get 100 plus designs for social media posts and presentations and more. Hundreds and thousands of free photos and graphics. You can invite members to your team, collaborate and comment in real time, and 5 gigs of storage. You guys will use that very quickly. If you decide to have it, you can decide if it's paid yearly or monthly. That is completely up for you. And guess what? You get to try it free for 30 days. Most people is like 7 days. You guys can try this free for 30 days. See if you like it. It's worth trying it out for 30 days. What does this have? Everything that's here, plus you get premium stock photos and videos and audios and graphics. You get 610,000 premium and free templates. And you guys can keep reading on and on and on of what you're going to get. But the big thing is you get the branding kit, you're able to post on your social medias, and you get 100 gigabytes of cloud storage. So that's beautiful in itself right there. Also, the background remover is in this one, and the Resize designs infinitely with a magic resize. Okay, so there's that.
And let me tell you, the resizing comes in handy if you create something and you need to turn it into business cards, thank you cards, whatever. You can go easily from having it as a Facebook banner to a business card within just a few clicks.
Do we need to be concerned about copyright?
So usually you do not have to be concerned about copyright as long as you are using it as like, yeah, as long as it's, you're using it as flyers and stuff. However, there are certain items that you cannot use and then like try to obviously resell as your own. If it is that kind of item.
They don't have, I don't believe they have any copyrighted items on their stuff. I could be wrong, don't hold me to it, but when it comes to uploading, let's say Mickey Mouse for an example, I mean, you enter at your own risk at that point. And that's with anything. Is this similar to Adobe Express? I am not familiar with that at all.
It is slightly similar to Adobe Express. However, I find that Canva has many, many, many more options. Adobe Express didn't give us the ability to like brand our colors or anything. So with that being said, Canva obviously has that huge step up, and I find Canva a lot easier to use than
more plug and play. It's more of a plug and play feature.
Yes.
All right, welcome to my Canva. As you guys can see, this girl likes to brand herself. These are all of the things that I have done that were templates. And I took those templates and they might have been one color and I turned them into another color using my brand. So as you can see, I'm branded. There's no way of getting around this. I even picked my new logo for myself too, because it was just so pretty. I had to have it. Well, let me show you this video. Turn your volume down just a little bit because it is kind of loud and I don't know how it comes across on the shared screen portion. It is loud. It is totally a crazy video. And I say this because nothing really goes. What the point of this video is to show you how you can load product. You can have a video in the background. You can have music going. You can add different things that are going off all at the same time. It's a lot of eye candy and none of it matches. So let's just get to it. All right. All right, so as crazy as that video was, it did allow for you guys to see there's a lot going on in the background of that video, right? So that's something you can do in Canva. And literally, when I tell you how plug and play it is, I can take this image is there for the background. If I go into videos, I can pick something that's already a video and just drag it over. Now, what I tend to do is just click replace background, and now it's in the background, right? Now this thing is long, as you can see. It is a super long video. And as you can see, I'm also just making it shorter just by clicking and dragging it. It's allowing me to shorten that section. So when I go to play this, now, what I also did was I brought in my logo. Now, when I brought in my logo, I just clicked and dragged it over and I put it in any position. So I can move this and it'll fade in and out. I could go in and make this an animation, fix the animation. Maybe I want it to fade. Maybe I want it to flip. And it's just really going to depend on what I decide to do with that particular scene, because every one of those is considered a scene. Okay, so that was just a quick video to kind of blow your mind about just some of the simple things that can happen inside of Canva. We will get a little bit into that in a second, but first, you guys asked about branding. That was the biggest thing. Now, one of the features in when you buy is your branding kit. Welcome to the branding kit. So I want to add a new branding kit. Now, I don't have Beverly's logo up here, but if I did, it would literally pick the colors out of that particular design and it would come up with what her colors combo is. We did it with my son Joe's, and that's what it came up with. So now when we go into things, which we'll get there in a second, it shows you everything that's in there. So right now we're going to go to add branding kit. We're going to just name this John because it's John's. We're going to upload his logo. I have already uploaded his logo, but it's going to bring me to there anyway. And see what it's doing? It's literally going through and deciding what colors are in there. Now, he really only has different shades of gray. We might want to add to that. So I might want to add white. I also want to add black. You want to add black and white into your brand kit. Why? Because for lettering purposes, you might want it in there. You always go to your brand kit, what happens is it doesn't allow for you to, I mean, you could change the colors, but it'll just kind of mess with the eye. So we're going to keep this and we're going to, come on, you know what, hold up. My thing's in the way and it's driving me nuts. All right, go here, go here. Now, for this one, I might want to find a lighter blue. So I might want to come in and add in just a touch of a lighter blue. It adds some contrast, but you want to go in and pick kind of what it is. If you know what the code is, by all means, add in the hex code of that particular color. You already know what it is. So we're just going to go with this for right now. We can go in and change it. If you decided you wanted to use certain fonts, you knew what the name of the font is, you're going in and you type it in there. Okay. So this is basically right now, John's brand. We're going to go with a little bit darker of a gray in there too. I like to have at least 5 colors, ideally, in my brand colors. If we have any questions, oh, we have bunches. Hold up. Let's see. Is there any that I need? Are Android tablets supported as well, or just iPads? Yeah,
They are.
They are.
Yes. And they are all cross compatible because you're logged into the same, as long as you're logged into the same account, because I have an Android phone, I have an iPad and a Mac computer.
And can you use it as a watermark?
Yes. So you can actually take your logo and you'll add it to your photo and just change your opacity or leave it full, however you like to watermark your items.
So we're just going to start off with there. Now, John wants to make thank you cards. Go in, type thank you cards. I'm going to go with John's not going to go on the girly side of life here. So he is not going to want to pick something with flowers on it. I can almost guarantee that's not his style. But if you're not, thrilled with what you're looking at, we can pick different ones. I just going to pick one. Cheyenne, do you see one that you like? I was going to say this one, but that's really girly.
Well, and I was just going to say too, while you're looking at these, don't see one and see, oh, it's pink, it's not going to work. Because remember, Canva is all about customization. So if you like the layout, pick that one and then we can go and change the colors. So just remember that when you're scrolling through them.
Right. So these are very girly thank yous.
They are.
But we're going to go with this one because he's got the dots, right? So this might, let's just say this is what he was going to use. We're going to go to styles. Now, I have multiple branding kits in mine, but I need to go down and find just blanking funds. Once you've created your brand kit, it's there. It's at the top of your list. and just click the buttons. You're going to start to see things that you like, that you don't like. Now you're going, Nikki, I'm kind of stuck with that, but I like those dots. Ah, wait. If you click on different things, like you see how these are all, you can go in and change these to different colors. So maybe I want the thank you, and it brings your branding kit up here. So maybe I want that to be blue. Maybe I want it to be white, so it stands out a little bit more. All right.
You can also, on your words and fonts and stuff, say it's not standing out enough with just a color. You can go to that little effects button and you can add outlines, you can add glow, you can do all kinds of different things.
So where do you want me to go?
Hit your thank you and then hit effects.
Where are my effects? And see, I've got so many things on my screen, it's hiding it.
See where the font name is, and if you go over effects next to animate.
Here.
Yep, now hit effects.
Okay, you realize that there's a bar over it right now that I can't even see it.
God dang you.
There we go.
There.
I'm like, I can't see it.
So these are all your options, and like I was saying earlier, you can just literally go through and click every single one of them and see how you like them. See, you can even curve it.
But you can give it a shadow, you can give it intensity, maybe you want to give it some dimension. You can even pick if it's blurry, and you can pick the color. Maybe you want that color to be the blue. Now that's a light blue. I don't know why that's so, hold on.
Because your opacity, I think, is down on that one. Your transparency.
There you go. I was like, is it way over here? I'm still learning. So please keep this in mind. I'm still learning this. It's just another design program that I've added to my arsenal of things. And you could go in here and you can change the font of it, change the size, move it around. If you need to rotate that, oh, come on. Of course, it doesn't want to do it when I need to do it. You have your rotate. It took me forever to figure out how do I rotate this.
Yeah.
Press the button. That's all there is to it. Okay, so let's say this is what John wanted, and that's what he likes because it's in his brand colors. But let's say he wants to change it because he's like, you know what? I'm not so sure I want the black, right? As I click on this black, it's up here in this corner. Maybe I'm going to want it in the white, or maybe I'm going to want the blue. Now, remember, all that blue is going to go away if I do it that way. If I go like this, you see, you go, I don't know, right? Or maybe, nope, don't like that. You can go in and you don't have to necessarily pick your brand. You could go in and add a different shade if you want. This is the fun part. You really get to just play. Most of the items in here are kind of just, you know, crazy things to add. We've got questions. I know I see them. So there's somebody down there with questions.
What?
Let's see.
Did the white get overwritten with the darker gray?
Not necessarily, because I can go in and change it to whatever color I want. If I want it to be yellow, I can have it go in and be yellow or white. When you are doing your styles, for example, when you're just kind of shuffling through, it's just to kind of give you a starting point of saying, yeah, I kind of like that. No, I want to change this. So I like that background. Oh, that wording doesn't look right to me. It's not popping off the paper. Does it always have to be black? No. Does it always have to be white? No. I just add them to the brand colors because you don't know where it's going to highlight when you're shuffling through. So that's just kind of what I like to do. If you go into, did I answer the questions? Somebody's got to keep on these questions because I see them popping up left and right.
No, you're good.
All right, if you go into frames, okay, so I went into frames. This is where you add in a picture, okay? Don't get crazy with it. Don't think. If I wanted to go into, and let's say I wanted to add, there's that picture, right? I want to add his logo, but I want it in this frame. Okay, you could see it's transparent, or no, it's not transparent. Why is it transparent?
Is it because it's his logo?
Oh yeah, because it goes transparent. Sorry.
Like randomly pull in one of those photo pictures and they'll be able to see how it's You don't even have to delete it out. Just pull a
Okay.
new photo into it.
We're going to throw Cheyenne's face in there. There you go.
Bam.
Okay. But it just automatically sizes it into that. Okay. And you can duplicate it. We can make lots of Cheyennes if we wanted to.
Right. Now,
Right.
Terry says she can't change the total size of the font, like taller, not wider. She's talking about the space between the thank and the you. So Terry, in order to do that, it's actually super easy.
Okay.
So click on thank you, Nikki,
Yep.
and go up right. I don't know if you can click it, the button next to effects right there. Yep. Hit spacing. This is where you would change, you can change how far apart your letters are, and then your line spacing would be how much space is in between those lines. So if she plays with the line spacing, it'll make a bigger gap. There you go. She says, great, thank you.
Okay, good.
And then I
Yay.
know John, real quick, John had asked if he could use the font from his logo, and I did answer him, but for anyone else who cannot see it, yes, if you have a specific font that you use for your logo, for your website, that's all under branding. So where she's gonna go and show you.
This is where you would add whatever your font is. So let's say his font was Intro Rust. Everything will be in that, and you can pick multiple ones. So when you're hitting your brand kit on different things, it will come up in the fonts that you picked.
And if you've bought a font that you wanted to use, you would just click the upload font and upload it in there.
Right. Yep. And it has all the ones that I believe are on my computer. Oh no, there's some that are not in there. So you can upload them from there. So they're not all the ones that you have on your computer. This is the ones that are within the program. So if you have ones that you've downloaded, you have to upload them into here.
But it just shows you how absolutely customizable it really is, which is another reason I prefer Canva over the Express, because this is much more customizable.
How do I delete that out?
I think if you hit that little pen button,
It's not allowing me.
it might be because Intro Rust is built into Canva.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. It's already a
Yeah, no, I wanted to take it out
like out of Canva altogether, or just out of
his branding.
it's not technically like it's basically only in there because it's part of Canva.
Gotcha.
It'll show
Okay.
up on anything that you use text for.
All right. Any questions so far? A lot, right? This is a lot of fun, and it makes a lot of sense when it comes to different things. Now, you see, this was the original one we picked up, right? And you're like, oh, all my hard work. Where'd it go? There it is. It just happens to show the original picture. Eventually, it does flip itself over once you've used it and you've played with it long enough, that kind of thing. Now, in your recently used, it shows all the different things that you've recently looked at. Results for thank you. Maybe you're just looking at this and you're like, no, just not feeling it still. It's just not working for me. Yes, you can go in and add in elements. You can type in, let's say, dots, because that is his theme is dots, right? But more so, maybe we just want to click and add these dots instead, because it has some of the circles like what he has. You can go in and delete individual ones. You can come in and you can highlight them, different ones.
Yeah, you can group and ungroup those elements.
Right. So you can do a lot of, I like to just move some of this stuff out of the way. I've yet to like hide and whatnot without making it go transparent. So, and that's all you have to do. You can click and drag if you want, or you just click it. Click it and stick it. Now, you see how this is on top of it? You want it to go behind your stuff. You're going to come down here. I'm going to move you guys all out of my way. There you go. Please mute yourself, who's ever unmuted. Now, in here, I have the dots picked. Now, I can pick and decide if I want it to go all the way to the back, if I want it to go all the way to the front, if I want it centered, middle. I want it to go in the back. This way, it's behind my wording, right? So we have that. You can go in and reposition stuff as well. You see on this left side where it has the Pro. That's why you want the Pro version, because you get all the fun toys. They're the ones that are the animated ones that you can add to it. You can even add a video that maybe you've talked about your stuff to this, depending on what it is, really. Go
You
down.
can also, how she put the dots on, you guys can also just pick dots or elements that are within your brand colors.
Yep. So, let me see. I'd have to go get what his brand color is. Hold on.
It should actually, oh, I was gonna say, if you click that little button, it should have already had it in there because you had it.
Oh,
So go back to elements and then type in something for an element that you want to add. Now hit that little settings. And then hit the color button, the plus. Nope, up.
oh, I'm like, where are you seeing it?
Oh, usually it has his colors in there. I don't know why it's
That's
not.
what I say. I don't know why it's not showing his colors.
Usually it'll show that specific brand's colors. If not, you can get the hex number,
The hex
which you're gonna grab.
Right. So let me just see if it's in the. Oh, sorry about that. We'll go back to dots for a second. Yeah, it's not doing it. I don't know if it's because I don't know why it's not, but I know what you're talking about. I use the hex code. So when I come in here, I will apply the hex code of whatever that particular color is. So for example, I picked blue. There's all the blue dots. Just for an example, if you put in a hex code and it was the color blue, it shows you all the elements that are in that particular color already. Then you could see what it looks like in that color. If it's going to work for you. There's a lot of boots and I'm not sure why.
Yeah. If you'll notice, a lot of these have those crowns. That just shows you those are all the Pro things. Once again, another reason why to do the Pro.
Right. So I'm going to click through. These are all the photos that are in blue. These are all the graphics that are in blue because we picked the dots. We've already gave it a color code to look up, and you can go in and see everything that's in that same thing. Now, I'm going to assume that there's no blue audio, but you know. So there you go. There's that in a nutshell. Now, on a video, it tells you it's 30 seconds long. Do you have to have it that way? No, you can shrink it down and use it for little glimpse like I did in that video I showed you guys, or you can have it be the background of your entire video if you want. It's really just up to you on how you want to customize it. You can add a video within a video. You can add an animation within animations. Like you can keep piling and layering these on. Sometimes though, simple is best. That's why I showed you the crazy version of a video, because that was a lot. While the music was going, lots of things were moving, your head gets crazy. Think about before you make all these fun, cool videos, what your client's going to see. You don't want strobing things coming at you because you don't know, somebody could get a seizure from it. You don't want to make things blurry because again, you don't know who's got issues being able to see things. Try to make them crisp, clean, and have a theme. Don't try to add too much stuff in there. It kind of just makes it all winky wonky, call it something. Here are my uploads. As you can see, I got lots of uploads. So there you go. And your text. Now you can, let's say you want to do congrats. There you go. You can find different things that have that in there in text. It's not just, these are also text effects that you could have. See, but, so now this says beach, please. Maybe I wanted to say summer, right? Whoops, there's double there. Give me a sec. Move it over. I gotta delete, I did it twice, I apologize. We're gonna take this out. We'll go here. So we're going to put, maybe we want it to say sassy. Okay. You can add that and it's in that effect.
So it basically does that effect for you without you having to click through all the options.
Right.
So that's another good way when you're first starting out. If you don't want to sit there and play with all the options, scroll through the options that they already have.
Right. Because sometimes it's all about just changing the color. So I have this, and maybe for John's particular, I want to change it. You see how it changed really cool? And it's a really cool effect that you can change on it depending on what you're using it for. And that's all in John's colors. Well, maybe I want to flip it over and go, hey, you know what? It is about me right now. We're all about me being greedy. And there you go. But I don't like on here how it has that background color, right? So you want to ungroup it, because how they did this effect was it's actually two pieces that they just lined up one under the other. That's, it's not a shadowing effect. It's not a stroke or anything like that. It's actually just two words on top of each other. All right, and you just go in and fix that and ungroup it. So the same with that one. Okay, that's all that is. And you can bring it back, forward, all of that fun stuff. You can make it animated.
You have a question, Nikki.
Yep, go for it.
Somebody said, do you need to choose free or paid for it to show the brand items?
Paid. Get it free for 30 days. Play around with it. See if you like it. If you don't like it, what do you have to lose? Nothing. It's free for 30 days. After 30 days, it'll bill your credit card for either if you've signed up for the monthly version or if you've signed up for the yearly version. It was so worth it to me. I've already paid. It's already paid for itself, because you know what? I don't have the time to always sit and play with my own stuff. I'm so busy creating other things for other people that here, I'm going to take myself off a screen share. Hold on. I take so much time in trying to create beautiful things for everybody else that I put my own business on the back burner. You guys are the same way. You guys will take things and put yourself on the back burner and forget. Why not have a program that's literally plug and play? You literally just have to go in. Okay, I did it, go and done. I didn't have to think about too many elements. I didn't have to spend 45 minutes. Maybe I'm in the grocery store waiting in line and I had an idea. Oh, okay, I want that purple. Okay, great. And now I'm off and I'm still doing what I need to do. Maybe I'm sitting at my daughter's, softball game kind of thing. And they're doing lousy. Go team. Canva go. Let's go. All right. And maybe that's what you need to do. It fits every flex, no matter where you're going and what you can do for your brand. Who's
things we want to keep to ourselves.
I got her. So that's the purpose, is the main purpose that we are trying to tell you about Canva is I'm constantly telling you guys to brand yourself. Put yourself out there, make everything flow from your thank you cards, your business cards, to your social media posts, to your packaging, right? We always are talking about that. That's going to help you. Let me show you another example. In Canva, in this month's tribe pack that we did, I made my note cards. Okay, the note cards were made from Canva that are going in the tribe packs, and then I just sent them out to be ordered. It was literally easy. I looked at it and said I wanted a daily plan sheet, and then I went in and decided, okay, I don't want some of those features, took some of those out, added some back in, and changed it, and then made them my brand colors, and there you go. So yes, there's lots of fun things you can do with Canva. Any questions so far? A lot, right? It's fun. It really is fun. I think we kind of made them all quiet, Cheyenne.
I'm not sure if that's good or bad.
How is this saved if I want to do a fun video thing for my marketing? Great question. You can go in. Let's share my screen.
I was gonna say.
Screen.
They've made everything very, very simple, and I will say they have given you so many options for saving.
And I will have her talk about the QR codes and watermarking. She'll share her screen for that. But let's say I love this. It is just what I needed, although
Beautiful.
it's stunning. You really want to go to share. And in your share, you can share it with a group of people and whatnot. But down here, you can go to downloads. This particular one, because it has a video in it, it is going to come through as an MP4 player. But guess what? You can change it to a PNG if you want. Maybe you don't want it to have all the animations in it. You just want to save it to a PNG, and then you save it to your computer. It goes into your downloads, or wherever you decide to have it saved to. But you could do it as a JPEG. Let's say I wanted to do as PNG. Because it says it won't play. It's letting me know, hey, Nikki, you've got some animations in there. They're not going to play. Awesome. Thank you. If I want to, it could be a transparent background, meaning if this didn't have this color blue, it would take out the color for me and make it, if it were white, it'd make it transparent. Right. So that's what all of that does. And then save to your download settings. Is up to you how you want to do it. You could save it to your cloud storage, or you could just save it to your desktop, wherever you want to do it. You hit download. So we're going to just leave it as this. I'm going to go to download. Now, it's really that easy. It's now literally has downloaded to my download files, and that's it. You're done. In a nutshell. Any questions so far? What?
I was just going to say, there's also additional options. If for some reason you guys don't see the options, there are, if you hit more, it gives you even more options. You guys can save as PDF. You can save as a.
Right. In this thing right here, because this drop down right here, it tells you PDF, PDF print, SVG. Yes, you can save your own SVGs in here.
The GIF is actually super handy.
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna make myself my own GIF.
The little flyer that I posted earlier this week asking you guys if you wanted to be in the class, that was actually a GIF because I wanted the pencil to continually move and I wanted the Canva to continually show it being written. So that was all done in Canva and just saved as a GIF and uploaded to the page.
So I put in GIF to see what would come up, and these aren't animated. Hold on. Go back.
And I don't know if it's GIF or GIF, so I'm sorry if I said it wrong, but YOLO.
In your more section, again, there's just so much to this. These are basically just ideas. Just think of it as that. They're ideas. Now,
play.
Yep. So what Cheyenne's going to show you is how to make a QR code using Canva. She's also going to show you where the watermark is. You guys did a great job giving. Thank you. We're trying.
I know everyone's like, it's so quiet that I'm like slightly scared. I'm like,
I know it's so and we're like very animated people. So center. Okay. So Cheyenne's going to teach you how to make a QR code, and she's going to show you where the watermark feature is. Again, this is just a quick overview. This is not something that we're going to sit here and start doing things. But be prepared in future Zooms. If I'm just sitting there playing, go ahead and ask us. We'll definitely help you. Cheyenne is one of the mods over at Sassy Summer, so you guys can definitely pick her brain. She does a lot of it for marketing. She does a lot of brand rep stuff. So ask her, she'll help you. She'll take the time out to say, hey, and if she can't get to you right then, she'll say, hey, listen, can we get back to this thought? I'm driving. Hold tight. Rome wasn't built in a day. There you go, Cheyenne. All yours.
all righty. So now I'm going to move you guys up here so I can go ahead and share my screen. So this was just the little one that I showed you guys. I'm going to head back to my home. And remember when I said organized chaos, I mean it, guys. I have organized chaos going on. My kids rep for a multitude of shops, so I do stuff for a ton of the different shops. But we are going to, you can see a QR code here, and I have one here, but we are going to go ahead and start from scratch. You're going to go to Discover Apps over here. And this is a whole multitude of different things. You can link your Google Photos, you can link your Dropbox, all that. But we're just going to go to All Apps. And we're just going to scroll down to Add QR Code to your design.
Now, if you hold on one second. Can you just pull off there real quick. As you notice, there's YouTube on there, there's Pinterest on there. You see some of the very familiar things that you guys Twitter, that if wherever you post, so they're connected to a lot of platforms. Go ahead.
So like she said, they're connected to a lot of platforms, which like we said earlier in the very beginning, you can schedule your posts to up to 8 platforms. So if you have these platforms, I highly suggest you link them so that when you schedule a post, it will post across those all. And I also forgot to tell you guys earlier, they have a smart mockup section as well. You can either use this or in your templates, just search mockup, and they have a whole bunch of mockup t-shirts, cups, bowls. You can even, they have like a computer, all kinds of stuff. But we're gonna go to the QR code, and they have made it insanely simple. We're gonna go ahead and use it in a new design, and it's gonna give you these options. So, you know, I just want an Instagram post with my QR code. It's gonna ask us right here to put in your URL for your website. Oops. That was pasted.
Just put in the sassysupper.com. The Sassy Supper goofball. I had to be difficult.
So did I, so. And bam, you literally have a QR code. You can resize it. You can make
even
it
change
smaller.
the color.
You can. So we happen to have very similar brand colors.
Yeah.
We both love blue. I swear I didn't copy. Like everything is blue, guys. So before anyone freaks out on me. So say I want it blue. It's gonna change to blue. You can still put other colors on the background. You can still put other photos, but be very careful if you're putting some sort of a photo behind your QR code, because it can make it difficult for your QR code to be read. So just remember that when you guys are using a QR code. But say you just wanted a QR code so that you could print out a sticker, because I did that. I don't know if you can see that, but
And it works. Maggie must have tested it out.
oh, hey, I did the same thing.
An unlimited amount of QR codes.
I do believe so.
I do believe so too.
Yes. So just
Can
like
you change
before,
the shape of your QR code is the next question.
I don't believe you can change the shape of the QR code. Just because they're usually just that one square shape for it to be read. But like for me, I cut out a circle sticker. So when I printed it, I just had it within my printing parameters to fit the circle sticker, but it's still a square QR code.
Right. What you can do is put a shape behind it. So let's say you wanted it in a heart shape. You can put your QR code within a heart shape or within a circle, that kind of thing. And you could definitely, if that were the case.
I'll make this black. Then you could, you know.
You might not want it black just because
I was just about to say.
it's not going to read those lines, Shy.
Yeah. So, I mean, if that's what your heart desired and you wanted it to be in a heart, there you go.
Yep.
And
I don't
then,
believe you can change. Go to edit image. I've seen some QR codes that are round, but yeah, as I say, I didn't think you could.
yeah. Just because I assume if they ever upgrade, maybe they'll add that feature. But for now, like I said, I just fit it on a circle, you know, sticker.
Now, what can you link in a QR code? Anything. So I'm going to give you an example only because, you know, Mr. Know-it-all decided.
Literally whatever you have a URL to.
Right. So once you guys flipped, I could tell you. So I know you guys can't see me right yet because she's sharing her screen. Let me see. Unshare your screen for a second, Shy.
Let me go back to.
You gotta go back to Zoom.
I had to exit
Oh.
out of the little thingy. It was
So
in
if
my
you
way.
guys look, this QR code that Marvin put on his instruction sheet actually links to a video he made pressing his particular item that he put in our swag bags, right? So he could have made this all in Canva if he wanted to, flipped it over, gave it the instructions, but it all has his brand colors on it. But look, he's got a QR code, and that QR code is linked to a video. You can have it linked to any social media. You could have it linked to a video. As long as it has basically a web address, you can link it to that particular thing. Also in here, I wanted to bring up, if you do videos, you can actually add videos to your Etsy shops or your Shopify shops. Sometimes it's just showing off your product. Maybe you wanted to put your mug on a turnstile type thing and you wanted to see, you know, so people could see it completely in the round. You can add a video into your Etsy shops. Sometimes that's a little bit more, you know, it adds a little bit more selling power, if you will. And they're just quick videos that you may be doing. Now, do you have to have sound on your videos? No, you don't. Could you add music to it? Yes, but just make sure that the music that you do add is copyright free. I tend to use the audios that are within Canva because, well, they're not going to give me something that I can't use because they want to stay on the up and up as well. So make sure you kind of do that. And if you do put music in there, make sure you own the rights to the music, which most of us don't unless we sing and play our own. So there you go. You have that. Does it allow us to manipulate our own photos?
Yes, it
Mhm.
does.
ahead.
So let me go ahead and share this again. So we're just
Yes, they do. As Matthew just pointed out, he goes, Facebook and Instagram posts with videos get significantly higher amounts of organic views. Absolutely, they do. So that's why adding those animations, people are drawn to movement. We're like moths to a flame. While Cheyenne's working on getting this all together, she's going to pull up a video or a picture. That's why you'll tend to see me do a lot more animated stuff because you guys pause and you look at what I'm doing. Go ahead, Chey.
So like she said, animated stuff does get a lot more views. We use it a lot more in the rep world because there are so many shops who are just posting flyers in groups that they get just passed through because there's so many. So the ones that catch your eye are the best. But this is a t-shirt shop that the kids rep for. She sent me this picture that she's done. All you have to do is click your picture and click edit image, and we have a multitude of options. So usually on hers, I take out her background and it's super simple. It's just gonna sit here and it's gonna think. And look, it took out all the white background. We're gonna apply that. We can go and we could, hey, I want a shadow on it. I can go and decide I want a bright pink shadow all the way around it. I can manipulate it that way. If I don't like it, I can hit cancel. I can go through all these options. We have brightness, contrast, saturation. They have some filters. I tend to not use their filters just because I try to keep my pictures normal and clean cut. They have the tools in here, but there are many options for you to manipulate your pictures. Like I said, just go through and play with them. That's the easiest way you're going to find out what works best for you. But you can absolutely manipulate your photos.
I hope that answered your question, Miss Maggie.
Is that what you meant, Miss Maggie?
I hope so. Is there any other further questions? This was a lot. We did good.
Did I need to show how to watermark it?
Yes, please.
Okay, so this particular brand is one that my kids rep for. I'm gonna go in here. It's not Brims, but we're putting Brims logo on it. This is the Brims logo, and I can just literally hit transparency, and just like transparency on anything else, just play with it. I can also go through and just like I did with the t-shirts, I can also edit this image and also put a shadow on it. So I can go through again and I'll go and I want a teal one. And honestly, that's how I'll go through and I'll watermark, you know, whatever flyers for that particular brand and my brand is just by putting it on there, changing the opacity and if need be, adding a color around it.
Can you show them how to resize different templates?
Yeah, absolutely. So
I was thinking that was one thing we did miss.
So this right now was set to, I believe, the Instagram post. If you come up here to Canva Pro, which like we talked about before, you have to have the Pro version to do this. It has the shortcuts, resize. It's going to give my most recent sizes all right here. So say I want an 8.5 by 11. You can do two things. You can either copy and resize, which I recommend just so you have the original plus another one in case you need them, or you can just resize. I'm going to hit copy and resize. My computer, let me see if it'll let me move this bar. Because mine has pop-up thingies on it, so this bar was in the way. So now you can tell it's no longer that square. It's an 8.5 by 11. So
Can you
then I
save
would
a
just
watermark?
readjust it.
They want to know if you can save a watermark.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So say I have this and we'll put this on here. I, created this as my watermark. What I would do is I just go in here and I save it with a transparent background. And then I would just go to my branding and upload it in my branding and it'll show up right over in my logos. So that's why in here, it has all the ones that I've uploaded. So you can see these all have transparent backgrounds and these are my other ones that I use for other objects.
And you could just drag them. You can click on them, you can drag them.
Boom. I can.
Right? Maggie is blown away.
So many things.
She's had a long tax season. She gets to play now.
Yeah. If you, just like Nicky showed you with the frames. Oh, that was the other thing that we forgot to show them. This one is super fun and I actually utilize it a lot. Go to your frames and if you scroll down, there's letters. And guess what? I can type sassy and I'm going to go ahead and grab them all so that I can resize them so that they will all be the same size. We have our Y. Yes. I may have to resize them again, but
You get it.
you get it, right? So you have these, right? And you're like, oh, okay, cool. You have these weird frame letters. Well, guess what? I'm going to go in here and geez,
You put the boys' pictures in them at the top.
well, those are other boys. I'm not gonna. And I just put Parker in it. Now you're like, oh, well, that kind of sucks. He's cut off. If I click on it, I can adjust the photo. And I'm like, oh, I want his face right there. Cool. This next one in the A, I like him right there. I can go in here. And I, want just his eyeballs in the top. So you can put photos in all these frames. And in these frames, you can also animate them. So if you wanted Sassy to come across the screen in an animated way, there you go.
All right, that's a lot of sassy right there.
And you notice how I use
Yeah.
him for sassy.
Yes, this would be great for mom designs with their kids' pictures and the letters. Can you change the font of the frame?
For the frames, you do have to use the letters that they have. So they do have this one, but I know they have a couple other sets of letters.
Put A, search frames, and can't you just search A? Or letters?
It tends to be a little wonky. Let me see if it'll work with letters. I usually use just those because it's easier. But
Right.
like, see, you can see like this is a different style T. But the same thing, you know, goes if for some reason, you know, I don't know why it's not going in there, but you would just pull it in. So you can just play with all those fonts, just go through and see what they have in that element for the frames.
She
But-
goes, wow, that's Hebrew. Yes, Beth, it is Hebrew.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
No, she saw Hebrew in there, so she could have Hebrew frames. You just blew Beth's mind.
This
That
is
just made
these
her
are-
all day right there.
yes. So these are frames are phenomenal. I tend to use them a lot, especially because when I'm making flyers, I don't want just like a stark rectangle. I like
Right,
to
I
have,
like, so like the paint splotches are nice.
oh yeah, I tend to use this one a lot. I like the ripped edges. I'm gonna tell you they have some very interesting frames. But I mean they have some great ones too. They have these really cool ones where you can insert your photos into these like rustic, I guess Polaroids you would.
Now show them how that you group them together. So like the word sassy, how do you group them together as one?
So you can either individually click and, you know, select them all and come up here to group, or you can just highlight them all and group. I can also change the transparency on these guys. Say I'm gonna get weird with y'all.
Somebody asked if you can bring in fonts that you've bought.
Yes, that was in the beginning when you're
In the
doing
beginning, yeah,
grading.
Shaletta, yes, you can.
So say I'm crazy and I want this all over the page. Guess what? I can hit this plus button and duplicate it, and then all over the page.
That's a whole lot of Parker and sassy right there.
It is. Isn't it magnificent?
It's glorious. Now you see at the very, very bottom, it says notes.
Yes.
Okay, so there's where you can add notes about maybe different things that you use. Maybe it's for a client, whatever it may be. You can add notes right there too, based on what that particular thing that you're working on, so that you don't lose maybe your train of thought. It's also a great place for that as well.
Mm-hmm. And if for whatever reason, you know, this screen size is kind of hard for you, they do have this zoom button down here, so you can zoom in and easily work on parts of it more. Whatever
Little bit
works
easier.
best for you.
Now there are some things, some templates that are multiple pages too. Do you have to use all the pages that are in that template? No, you can actually delete them. And you can also save templates only specific pages that you created. Maybe you want only page 1, or maybe you wanted page 1 and page 7 of that particular presentation. You can do that as well.
Yes. So this was a video that I had done for one of the rep groups that my kids are in. And say I don't want every page, but I want the first page and the last page to save. When I hit share or, you know, download, I'm going to go ahead and do the JPEG. I always just do the high quality. You can
It'll
hit
tell
all pages, and I
Right.
can click page 1, and I gotta move this dang bar again. Page 10, and then download.
And that's it.
The possibilities are
And yes, you can
legitimately
print
endless.
with Canva, but as for sublimation, I would not recommend it. Just because we have different color profiles, please use your, your design programs that you print from. or the places that you use to print from, I wouldn't recommend printing from Canva. Just wanna
Use
put
this
that
for
out
your
there.
social media.
Right. Any of your marketing stuff, anything really, emails, all of that fun stuff. Where do we find this video? On YouTube? Yes. Once it is done for the evening and we're done with the Zoomy Friday night, I will download it. It's going to go into my cloud. And then tomorrow, after my daughter's graduation, we will upload it to the YouTube channel so that you guys can go back and rewatch it a bajillion times. Please make sure you guys like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel. There's my shameless plug. Had to do.
And Tabitha says she used the phone frame for making a story. Yeah. So
Yeah.
in those frames, like I showed, there was like a computer, there's a phone, and I've done the same thing, Tabitha, where I've done it for Nikki's website too, where I recorded me scrolling through her website and I uploaded it to the videos in Canva, and I used the phone frame and inserted that video into just the phone. So as you're looking at this flyer, it looks like a phone is scrolling through her website.
Yep.
It's pretty
So
dope.
lots of cool things that you can do. Yes, you can make designs in there as well to use for your sublimation products. Absolutely, you can. You can, but it's just there's a lot of fun things on it. So the bottom line, is it worth it getting the year subscription for me and for Cheyenne? Hands down, yes. Is it worth it to get at least the 30 days? You better all be signed up. That's all I gotta
And if
say. Be
someone-
signed up for the 30 days. And let me just tell you, we are not affiliated with it. We just wanted to teach all of you guys some of the fun things that we do, and where you're seeing a lot of my brand stuff. You might not see a lot of Cheyenne's because she reps for other brands, but you see it when I do my Sassy Summer stuff. So you can as well.
And if for some reason someone does the 30-day trial and y'all are like, this ain't working for me, reach out, because I guarantee you it's something simple that we can fix, because I don't know anybody who does not like Canva.
Right.
It is amazing.
So thank you guys so much. If there's no further questions, I'm going to open it up real quick. You guys can unmute yourself to ask any questions if you want to. That's fine. Or you can ask. And I don't like Canva. Of course, Matthew doesn't like Canva.
Fine.
Yes.
Oh, he's never even used it. That's a sin.
Yes. So you guys are so welcome. Thank you guys for joining us for our Canva class. Just a brief overview of what you guys can do. Reach out to either one of us. We'll try to help you. Probably more commonly than not, I will be sending you to Cheyenne. I just want you to know that. She uses it a lot more than I do, but I'm getting much better at it myself. So I am going to go ahead and stop that recording so that we can have Zoomy Friday night.